Today I'm doing Deepak Chopra, the 7 spiritual laws of success. Ayurveda and integrative medicine is what he's all about. A holistic approach to mind, body, spirit all together. I first came across him in a book called Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, which was like a little Bible of mine for years. Studied centenarians, people who lived to be 100 years old. The two things they had in common was they had an overriding purpose in their life, and they were excessive coffee drinkers, by the way. Anyway, law of pure potentiality. Our true nature is infinite potential and pure consciousness. In other words, our perceived reality, the stuff in our head that we're talking about all day, there's the part of you that's actively going, your mind's chattering all day, and it's the part of you that witnesses that. The part of you that witnesses that is your true nature. So the more you can, experience silence and go into the gap between your thoughts, so to speak. That's what that's all about. The law of giving. Universe is operated through a dynamic exchange of energy. So the same kind of energy you put out is the same kind of energy you get. And the third law, the law of karma, which we all hear karma, action, reaction. In other words, all the things you've done, there's going to be a like response, which makes perfect sense. But karma simply means action. So don't sit around worried, I did this in the past. Act now the way you want to see things happen in the future, because that's how it works. You're constantly creating karma with every action. The law of cause and effect, which is exactly that. It's karma, right? So the law of least effort. That's the idea of doing less and achieving more. But what that means is to naturally align with your own, your temperament, your own proclivities, and you live in harmony with that. It's not about laziness and not doing things, or just thinking and believing, and all of a sudden these things happen by, without doing anything. It's about working in alignment with your own temperament and your own, your own proclivities. The law of intention and desire. So attention energizes and intention transforms. So you have to know your purpose, your outcome. That's the intention. But then your attention is in the present, always what's in front of you. But it'll unfold in its own natural way. In other words, you enjoy the process. You go with the flow of things. You don't have to define specifically how it's going to happen in the long term. You just have to keep your eye on the ball right now, what you're doing, and know what you want. That's the law of detachment, by the way. Then you have the law of dharma. Most people never get here, but everybody has a pure, unique talent, something they're supposed to do in this world. It's like a flower unfolding. Everyone has that, and you get that through expressing your unique talents while serving others. Dharma is your purpose in life.